My friends, I've been wanting to make this video for a very, very long time. Self-doubt, lack of self-esteem, comparing yourself with others, feeling like you have to do this, you have to do that, feeling overwhelmed, feeling tired. There's endless reasons why we don't do the things that we know in our hearts we should do. And this is the undercurrent of anybody who's trying to make something that only they can make, right? That doesn't exist without their own efforts. And if there's one single guide that I have found that I recommend to you to help you with this, to put it into perspective, to actually make you truly deeply understand what you're up against and how to get past it, it's The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. If you don't know, I keep this on my desk. I found this book dozens of years ago. Steven Pressfield, I think he was a writer for like 20 some years before he ever got anything published, right? Lived out of his van, had dozens and dozens of jobs that had nothing to do with each other, right? And it was for one reason, because he was running away from the work he knew he had to do. And it made him depressed, and it made him all these different things, right? And he calls it in his book, the resistance. The resistance is the thing that keeps you up at night. It's the nameless, faceless thing that you can't put words to, but it burns deep inside of you if you're a true creator. It doesn't matter whether you want to build a building or you want to make an album or you want to build a business or what you're trying to do. You can't not do it. And every day you watch yourself not do the thing that you know in your soul you were born to do. That's where all your depression comes from. That's where your alcoholism comes from, your drug abuse, your inability to keep a good relationship and to be a good partner. Because remember, to be one, you got to earn it, right? And it's because we watch ourselves over and over again do the thing that we know is preventing us from just doing the work. And so in The War of Art, look how skinny this is. He breaks it down into 3 phases. And one, he gives it a name. It's the resistance. Do you feel like you don't want to do something? Is your fear of failure or fear of success or fear of what other people thinks or I'm not good enough or all those thoughts, right? Does that make you not record the song? Does that make you not do that? Or am I sick? Or does my girlfriend need me? Or do I need to do whatever? Or someone has to do? If it's like, oh, I have to do that. I have to do that. I don't have to do the work. Then that's the thing you know you should be doing. That's what resistance feels like. And he goes through all the ways resistance tricks you and in all the different forms in which resistance takes. And it's super clever. And then the second book, right? So it's 3 books in here. The second book is about turning pro. It's about, okay, we know that resistance is a thing. We feel it. We recognize it. But what do? Well, we treat it like you're in a war, literally, war of art. You treat it like you have a hard hat on, like where every single day you show up and you do the work. And it doesn't have to be 8 hours. It can be 2 hours, whatever it is. The point is, every day you wake up and you feel in your soul, right? You feel it. It starts even before you go to bed the night before. You feel that you have to make something that only you can make, or that you can do it. And you wake up and all day you feel that resistance. The point is to beat it that day, one day at a time. You work out, you do your emails, you do whatever, but then you sit down and you make something that only you can make. And then you save it, you put it in the drawer, you upload it to YouTube, you send it out, whatever it is, but you beat it that day. That's what professionals do. They don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait for it not to be raining because they can't record audio. They don't wait until they have enough money. They don't wait until they have the right studio. Every single day, you beat that feeling deep inside of you, and you beat it down, and you make something, and you stack that win, and you keep stacking that as wins. And it gives you all the different steps and ways that and scenarios that life will throw at you where that's going to happen, and how to just keep stacking the wins. And the third one is perhaps my favorite, and it talks about angels and muses and All of you out there have experienced this. I know you have. And you've also heard your most favorite artists or architects or whomever that creates things that only they can make say. And they say, I don't know where the hell it comes from. But sometimes it just shows up. You get a guitar and a song comes out of it, right? You're walking down the street and it picks, like, you get a lyric. So when you consistently put yourself in a position to be inspired, to receive it, it comes to you. And when you recognize it when it walks through the door, and you can harness it and you can put it down. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to make. The point is, if you show up every single day to combat the resistance, to be there, and you work on your craft, right? You're a craftsman. You work on your craft. Some days it won't come. Some months it won't come. Some years it won't come. But on the day that it comes, you'll be ready. And your world will change. And it's true. Can't you feel it? I can feel it. Couldn't recommend The War of Art enough. One book, one anything to guide you, to guide those that have to make something that only they can make through the world. And if they don't, they'll drink themselves to death, they'll smoke themselves to death, they won't be good partners, they won't be good friends, they'll be terrible to themselves, they'll self-destruct on purpose, they'll pick everything they can to not do the work. That's what this book is for. It's a guide for that. And boy, do I recommend it. I love you all out there. Keep working hard. Fight every single day. Hit the button. Write it down. Save it. Send it to somebody, whatever it is. Make something that only you can make and feel good about it. Cheers. Keep stacking those wins.